Hi, it's Matt Giggs and welcome to my YouTube channel. Now today's episode is all about my secret to converting sales. I hope you enjoy. So why listen to me? Well, my name's Matt Giggs and I've been an estate agent now and estate agent coach for over 28 years. So my journey started as a T-boy. It's been a trainer. I've been an agent, an MD, a founder. You name it, I've done it in this industry, but included within that, I've sold over £1 billion worth of property with teams up and down the country. And I know just what it takes to be the best real estate agent in the UK. I hope you enjoy what's to follow. So before we get going, do not forget, remember to subscribe to my channel and hit the notifications bell too. And you'll be up first and raring to go with the new videos that are released on a weekly basis. So here we are, ready to discuss my secret for converting sales in real estate agency in the UK. Now, I'm telling you right now, we live in a fast world, a world that is going at pace the whole time. Everyone's on this cycle, this merry-go-round, and we go round and round and round. Technology improves, we get more things coming our way, don't we? If you're a business owner of an estate agency right now, you are bombarded by new platforms, new tech that you should use to be better at what you do. And I'm not denying it. Some of the tech is absolutely amazing. I mean, you're on social media right now, you're watching this video, and you know, it's because of that I'm able to get this message through to you. But when I started an estate agency 28 years ago, there were principles back then that served me so well, to the point that without a driving license, without any real knowledge or experience, I was one of the fastest, best performers in the corporate world within 6 months of being in this industry. And when I talk about performers, when I talk about results, I'm talking about completions, which is where really all the clients want to get to. But what was I doing that made me successful? I remember this guy had been doing the job for years and years and years and years and years, and he rang me one afternoon and just said, how are you doing it? What are you doing that's making such a difference? How are you making those sales? Now, I'm not trying to say this to be braggy. I'm trying to make the point that this was 28 years ago, and this is something that we need to all focus on right now. And that is, if you want to convert more sales, then you need to be in more conversations. Because it's only in conversation that you achieve a conversion. Okay? So conversion is only a result of a conversation. How can you really pick up the nuances from a client through a text, a WhatsApp, an email? The trouble is, everything that's easy to do and quick to do ends up being the worst thing that we should do. Taking the easy route to do anything in life is the quickest way to not succeed, to not feel like you're achieving, because everything's going at pace all the time. We're in this merry-go-round, like I said, so you get trapped with putting offers forward on an email. Yes, we need to put it in writing, but there's no such thing as a bad offer in any market. The only thing that makes it a bad offer, which is where I think certain bigger online agencies have maybe failed over the years, is I think they've taken the view that everything, including technology, can actually manage that part of the process. But emotions are lost in logic, right? Emotions get lost in logic. How do you dig deep into emotion if you don't have a conversation? And for me, when I work with estate agencies who want to improve their ability or their results, it's their ability that dictates their results. And it's not their ability to send a text or a WhatsApp. I mean, I've seen some fantastic presented emails with offers, information, data. Brilliant. I mean, I'm not the strongest at writing emails. I'm pretty crap, if I'm honest with you, which is probably why I'm giving you this advice. But I very rarely think that sitting behind a keyboard gets your point across. I very rarely believe that sending a little message, a text, really informs of the right perspective. How easy or how many times have you received a message from someone over the years and you've looked at it and you thought, that's a bit rude, but actually the person sending it didn't even realise that was how it came across. You've got to think about this, guys. You're dealing with people's largest, most valuable assets, and you're relying on technology to transition them from where they are to where they need to go. Tech is the structure and the foundation that gives you the opportunity to take your ability forward, to take a conversation forward, not to hide behind the conversation by using tech to do it. So when I say for me, conversation is where everything happens in sales. It's where you get to the heart of the sale. You do not get there if you're sitting at the office typing away. You've got to get in your car, you've got to get on the phone, you've got to go and meet them, even hop onto Zoom. Either way, you need to be in a situation where you're in the conversation. I have doubled people's conversion rates in recent months on offers because they've decided not to put the offer forward in writing straight away. They've decided to have a conversation. And when you go into those conversations, part of the conversion isn't you spieling, selling, telling that client to go and accept the offer, right? It's got nothing to do with that. It reverts back to all the principles that I've shared with you throughout some of these videos. And that's to ask the questions, because questions are the answers. You've got to be invested in what your customer's knowledge is, what their experience, their needs are, their goals, their outcomes, their desires, before you even start the process of negotiation. So it's only in conversation where you actually convert the sale. And if you convert the sale, I'm promising you now, you're going to be making your clients a lot happier moving forward. So try not to get trapped into the tendencies of the modern era, which is to use our devices to create a divisive relationship with your client. It doesn't work. I promise you, you'll end up just being the same as everybody else. Non-communicative, no relationship, no meaning, no feel. You know, selling a house, buying a house is the most emotional process. It's done with the heart and justified with the head. For sure, we need to put things in writing, but never do it before you've had the conversation. For me, this is where you're going to take steps moving forward. You're going to get an offer. The offer comes in. More often than not, buyers and sellers will want to communicate over email. Why? Because it's easy, right? But if you want an easy sale, get into conversation. So the first thing I always do whenever a client comes to me, and I had one recently where they said, can you just put it in writing to me? And I said, absolutely. As soon as I've shared with you the information and the news and asked you just a few questions so I understand your needs, I'll put everything in writing to you. And they were like, yeah, that's cool. When should we catch up? So you don't need to react. You need to respond. You need to be strong in your approach to managing expectations through having better, more skilled conversations. When I started a estate agency, we were always encouraged to talk to our buyers every single week. And they used to have this saying, that's buyers are liars. I mean, it's a bit cheesy now, but it probably was true actually at the time. Because most of the time when we registered people to go on a mailing list, which used to happen in the prehistoric ages, people would come in and they would say, well, look, can I go on your mailing list? And you'd start to register their details and everything else. You'd write everything out and so on and so forth. But that really was just the beginning of the process. But actually, what I'm trying to get at right now is that conversation that you had with people on a weekly basis would advance the sale forward. Not you sending a set of details in the post, you know? I very rarely remember back then sending details out to buyers and sellers and thinking to myself, yeah, they're going to come back to me when they get that post. No. What used to help me the most, and which was the main reason actually at the start why that guy kept ringing me, is because I never used to do the post outs. I used to do the phone outs. I'd speak to my buyers and I'd always say to them when I first registered them, what time frame are you looking for? What kind of properties do you really need? What are the things you can't live without? And I'd get into conversation early on in the process, and I'd always promise them that I'm not just going to ring them about properties that don't meet their needs. So the trust was built there and then. So when I phoned them, they answered. When I spoke to them, they listened because I understood them. And I don't think you can really understand a client until you get into conversation. So everything you do, guys, if you're watching this right now, I'm not saying you shouldn't email, you shouldn't text, WhatsApp, and use certain points, touch points, to help you to leverage the conversation. But everything should be driven towards you having a meeting, a conversation, an opportunity face to face, where you can actually understand before you give them your solution. So there you have it. Sounds really simple, but I tell you now, if you want to be different in the current climate and if you want to stand out in your market, be in conversation, and then you're going to enjoy more conversions of sales. So there you have it. There are my secrets to converting more sales as a real estate agent today. I hope you've enjoyed the video, and hopefully you're going to give me a little like, or you're going to comment in the community tab, ask for more information on more videos going forward. But don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel. Don't forget also to hit the notification bell, because you want this information first. And thank you so much again for watching. I really appreciate your time too.